Arizona's offense, what have you? I know they're struggling with injuries on the offensive line and so forth, and Michael Floyd's no longer there. But what do you see from that group?
They're still an explosive offense. Again, more than capable. The attempts are there. Again, Carson can still let that thing fly. He's still a powerful quarterback, precision thrower. David Johnson in the backfield. He's a phenomenal football player. He can do everything well. Run the ball, catch the ball. He's a route runner. So they're still more than capable. Very good offense.
KJ said that he thought David Johnson was the offensive MVP because he has that kind of respect for him. What makes him such a tough guy to deal with?
It's his consistency. He's the epitome of consistency, which you absolutely have to have the most respect for. From first play to last, he's a hard runner. Again, big, strong, fast, good forward body lean, always going forward. Again, route runner, can catch the football. Poise player, like I said, every great adjective that you could think of, he fits that profile.
Looks like Bobby Wagner blitzed a little more last week. How'd that work out?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to get him going again. I mean, it's just we certainly look to take advantage of our opportunities, and he's one of the better blitzers that I've been around, again personally. So it's certainly looking for every opportunity. When the situations present themselves, then we'll get them going.
What makes him good at doing that?
It's his speed, it's his power, athleticism. Again, he's quite easily, one of the best athletes on the football team.
He has a chance this weekend to set the franchise record for tackles in the season. Does it feel like that to you?
No way. Does he really? That's pretty cool.
But the way he's played this year, how he's been all over the field, does it feel like he's taken another step for you?
Yeah, he's been outstanding in general, and again, he's a guy who has progressed consistently throughout the years. Again, his focus is on getting better, so he's kind of again at the tip of the iceberg. I really can see this guy just getting better each and every single year.
With Bobby and KJ, is playing as well as they have, do you think they're the best linebacking duo in the league this year?
Well, I'm biased. I'm absolutely biased, but of course, there's no doubt about it. They've done a phenomenal job for us. The fact that they've been available, they've been healthy, they've been out there, they've been consistent, they've tackled, they've run, they've hit, they've got the ball out, and that's all we ask our defenders to do. And they've been there, and they've been capable, and they've been more than willing.
When the front four of those guys are running those games and stunts, what's the key to executing those? And it seemed like they had a lot of success on
communication. Communication is key. As long as we're on the same page, we have our game plan, and as long as that game plan is communicated, those guys are able to execute. So again, when they get their hands in the ground, they get their ears pinned back, and again, they're all on the same page. Again, they're very valuable.
Hey Kris, you've been with Richard obviously for a long time, and we've talked a lot about his emotions and stuff like that. When he gets upset, what have you learned over the years in terms of kind of dealing with that, the best way to go about dealing with him?
Well, I've learned that that I can be his voice, and that's my responsibility. We've talked about, again, growing and improving on those situations to where we are a little bit more composed. But we're human, and like I said, that's my responsibility. If I see anything or anything of that nature that's happening, that's what I'm here for. Is to make sure that again we getting drawn back in and getting focused back in on playing football.
Did you see that as it was unfolding, kind of his questioning of that play call?
No, I did not. I saw him a little upset, so once I noticed it, I was able to kind of go down and try to get him to calm down and just focus back in on playing football. And he was able to do so. He locked back in, got back out there, and it was not a distraction.
Is it a difficult line at all for him because so much of what's made him great is that his pride and his passion and stuff like that? And it seems like sometimes he gets on kind of the wrong end of that a little bit.
Sure. He's got a great edge. He's got a great edge, and it's always kind of when you're teetering on the really on that edge, you have to make sure that again we stay on the right end. But that's where our responsibility as coaches is to make sure that if we see it kind of tilting and going the other way, we grasp him and get him back as fast as possible, because he is very valuable to us.
Kris, you had 4 players voted to the Pro Bowl, but Cliff Averill, this is his first time. What did it mean for you to see him get on it that way?
Yeah, it's awesome, and really when guys get noticed, it's sort of an individual reward, but it's indicative of your team. And like I said, all these guys would be the first to tell you, they would not be capable if it wasn't for their teammates. And it's just awesome to see the work that these guys put in, and for them to be rewarded for it.
How was Stephen Terrell held up last 2 games filling in for Earl?
Yeah, he's getting much better each and every single week. He has held up fine. And again, there's little things out there that may happen that can happen to anyone. So again, we're looking for the consistency and the improvement from week to week. And he's a brand new starter. We all understand that. But he's a guy who has been and is more than capable.
Is there any substitute for the game reps, the game experience for when it comes to seeing things in real time and having your eyes in the right place and all those sort of things? How much is that going to benefit him moving forward?
Yeah, it's absolutely going to benefit. Like I said, it's one thing to be prepared with the X's and O's and get out and practice and be able to execute, but you're exactly right. Once you get out there in the game, there is no substitute for the game speed, the situation. Again, once all the information starts pouring into your mind, again, now it just comes down to the execution of it all. So the more you're out there and you're able to do it, the better you'll be.
Looked like Kelsey played some free safety later in the game as well. How much of an option is he there?
Yeah, he's certainly an option, and it's with all of our safeties. Again, you're an option to play strong safety or free safety. It just comes along with the training. We don't have one guy in particular that's just designated to do both, even though we may line you up in that fashion. But at some point in time, you're going to either be back there or you'll be up. So really, we're interchangeable.
Earl made some comments again yesterday about considering that he's still contemplating retirement. Have you talked to him much, or do you have a thought on how serious he may or may not be about that?
I don't think he's serious at all. But I know he's focused in on healing, and really that's where the focal point should be. It's just on him healing right now, and that's the only thing that matters. That again, he heals and he's back at 100%, whatever his decision is.
Kris, how do you feel about your depth options at corner and how they've developed, Nico and DeAndre, and where they've come since they've joined you at the start of the season?
Yeah, really like their development. Very comfortable with putting them in the football game if it ever came down to that. Fortunately, our corners have been able to hold up and be healthy for a majority of the year, and but certainly pleased with their development, and will not hesitate to put them in the game if need be.
Anything else? Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.